डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन युनिव्हर्सिटी.
Namaskar, I, Dr. Darshana Dalwadi, from the Chaitanya Studio of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. Dear learners, today we are going to see about Block 1, Unit 4, Agile Process Models. In today's agenda, we are going to discuss about the introduction of Agile Process Models, which are the process models we have in Agile Process Models, and after discussing all the process models, we will sum up whatever we have learned. So we are starting. First, if we talk about the introduction of Agile Process Model, then first you may have the question that what is the meaning of agility? Agile means what? The word agile is derived from the word agility. Agility means ready to be adopt changes or give responses to changes. So from it the word agile is derived, and we are having agile process models. It means what? The main concept of agile process models are that whatever changes we have, we can easily accommodate it. The main thing we have in agile process model is this. Now we will see in detail what is given to us. If we are talking about this agile process models, then they are adopting the principles of agility. As I told you that agility is the ability to create and respond to change. Agile process model adopts iterative and incremental approach. It is iterative and incremental. Iterative means what? We have already seen number of process models which are incremental and iterative. So whatever we were having in that, all things are included over here also. In addition to that, it accommodates different changes at different times. So iterative and incremental means what? Iterative means after some time of period, it will release new iteration of the software, which will have here different names, as we have seen in other models in earlier lectures. That in spiral model we were having the number of iterations, as well as we were having other models in which we were having the different iterations at different times. So same thing we have here also. Process model employs all the stages of waterfall model. As we have seen in waterfall model, we have 5 activities which we are following. Same activities we are following here also. So we are saying that it is following the stages of waterfall model. To build the project, iterative approach is taken and working software build is delivered after each iteration. As I told you that after each iteration we will have one working software which will be delivered to the customers to check or to use to get their feedback, and whatever feedback we get in the form of, it may be in the form of changes or it may be in the form of satisfaction. If the customer is satisfied, then there is no need to do any changes, but if customer is suggesting some changes or users are there who are advising some changes, then the changes should be accommodated and the accommodated changes will be delivered in next iteration. Each build is incremental in terms of features. The final build holds all the features required by the customer. As I told you that one iteration we are giving to the users, to the customers, they are using it. If suggesting changes, the changes which are suggested are implemented again and next iteration is released. So the next iteration will have more features, or we can say more functionalities compared to the last one. So this is what we have in this agile process model. Its main focus remains on process adaptability to ever changing customer requirements. Customer satisfaction is achieved by rapid delivery of working software product. How the customer satisfaction will be achieved? Basically, the main target of the software development is to satisfy the customer in terms of their requirement. So if their requirements are fulfilled, it means customers are satisfied. So here, to satisfy the customer, what we are doing? We are doing the rapid delivery of working software. This is what we are having in agile process. If we are talking about agile process model, first we need to understand what is the process we have. First, here you can see we are having the development of functionality 1. Functionality 1 is developed, integrating it and testing it. After that, second functionality is developed, integration is done, testing is done, and so on. We can have number of requirements or functionalities which we have to develop. After developing it, demo is released. Demo means working software, which we have already discussed. That is released, and based on that demo, the customers are giving their feedbacks. Whatever feedbacks are received, if changes are required, then changes are made in that software. Then system testing is done, and after that, all functionalities are given for the feedback again. Means the users are having the software, they are checking it, they are using it, and giving their feedback to us. If all the requirements are fulfilled, then that will be the final product. See here, you can see yes is written. Yes indicates what? If the requirements are fulfilled, then that is the ending of the software production. If the requirements are not fulfilled, means if it is no, then what will happen? You will move to the next iteration. Here you can see cycle is there, which is showing you that if you are starting from the development of requirement 1, ending to the system testing, and after testing you are delivering your software to the customer, to the users are checking. If they are satisfied, then this will be your final product. If not, then you have to move to the next iteration. So this is what we are having in agile process. Based on this, we have different process models which are called as the agile process models. Before moving on that agile process models, we need to understand that what agile process is and how it is working. What it is that we have seen, now how it is working. It is having 5 principles based on which it works. First one we have, that is communication and collaboration. There is a constant need for interaction between team members. Communication means what? You have to communicate. You have to transfer the information from one person to another person. Here person will be who? The persons who are working in that software. Means they may be the team member of production team. They may be the team member of testing team. Whosoever is involved in the development process of the product, all will come under the communication criteria. Means with them you have to communicate, as well as you also have to communicate with the customer, because the customers are the person who are giving you the inputs. So communication must be there. It must be between the team members as well as with the customers. This will disseminate information regarding change in the team. Dissemination means what? You are transferring the information. So if you are not communicating, how you are going to transfer the information? Here you are transferring the information in sense of, if changes are there, then you have to tell them that these changes are required, accommodate it, or what else we can do for the accommodation of changes. So this is what we have to do in communication. Second one is responding to change. Agile development is focused on quick responses to change and continuous development. As we have seen that the name is taken from the word agility. Agility means response to change. Means as the change is coming, quick response you will get in such type of process models, which we are not getting in other process models. We have the benefits of other process models, But if we compare with the response to change, then this agile process models are the fastest one. Then after we have self-organizing. In agile development, self-organization and motivation of team members are important. If team members are not motivated towards their work, then you will not get the better output for the project. Teams also organizes process to accommodate requirements, as well as they are also organizing work schedules to deliver working product on time. Delivery of the product should be on time. They are also organizing that timing also of product delivery. Then after, customer collaboration. Customer interaction is the backbone of this agile methodology, means based on which whole software is going to be developed. So that is the backbone of this agile methodology. And open communication with minimum documentation are the typical features of agile development environment. You will have open communication and minimum documentation will be there in such type of agile process models. Then after we have working software. Working software is considered the best means of communication with the customers to understand their requirements instead of just depending on documentation. Whatever working software they have, you are giving them that only and asking them whatever changes are suggested by them. If they are using it, they can easily suggest. Instead of seeing the documentation, it is better to have the working software. Team works to deliver working software built at frequent interval. Then after we have customer satisfaction. With early and continuous working software delivery and with accommodating ever-changing customer requirements, customer satisfaction are achieved. We are saying that we are providing the customers frequent in softwares at frequent interval. So as we are providing that, the customers changing requirements are accommodated in new interval software product, and as we are doing this, the customer satisfaction is achieved better than the other software process models. Then after we have progress. Progress is measured in terms of working software. Then after we are having simplicity. Simplicity means implementation of simple but based design and architecture. Whatever software we have, its implementation should be simple, but the designing and the architecture of that software must be the best one. So these are the principles based on which the agile process is working. Agile process makes use of an adaptive approach. Planning is done based on what functions and features are to be implemented. When you are using this agile process model, what are the functions you require and what are the features you require which you want to implement? Based on that, the planning is done. There is feature driven development and the team adapts to the changing product requirements dynamically. Then after, the product is tested very frequently through the release iterations, minimizing the risk of any major failures in future. As we are testing it number of times, it is giving us the assurity of minimizing the risk, major risks which are related with the software near future. Agile process model is being widely accepted throughout software community. So this is what we are having in agile process models. Now we are going to see its advantages. Agile development is a realistic approach for software development. It promotes teamwork and cross training. Functionality can be developed rapidly and demonstrated. It delivers early partial working solutions. It accommodates changes at any stage of development. and decreases in time as very less planning is required. So these are the list of advantages we have of agile process. With it, we also have some disadvantages. What are they? It is not suitable for highly complex software. It depends heavily upon customer interaction. So, if customer is not clear about requirements, then development may take a wrong direction. And very less documentation is provided in agile process model, so it may lead to confusion. So these are the disadvantages we have. Now we are going to see about different agile process models. We have number of models. In it, first model we have, that is extreme programming. First model given to you is extreme programming. As the name suggests, it is the software process model which is using extreme programming. Now what do we mean by extreme programming? Extreme programming is a lightweight and flexible model for agile process. It is employed to implement software projects being developed by small teams. You can use this type of model in project which are including small teams, in which you require less number of human interaction. Means in the sense of, if we are talking about the software development, see, if you have a project or software development process in which you require 100 people, and one project you have in which you require 10 people who are going to work on it, so it is better to use this programming, extreme programming process model with 10 people instead of using it with 100 people. So this is what it want to explain, that if team size is less, then it is advisable to use this extreme programming. It is based on 5 rules, means in this it is following 5 rules. First one we have, that is communication. There is a constant need for communication between fellow developers and with customers. The persons who are developing, with them the customers has to communicate. So the communication is the first principle or first rule we have in this extreme programming. After that we have simplicity. Design and implementation are simple and to the point. So simplicity is the second rule. Thereafter we have feedback. For each release, customer feedback is taken. We know that here we are having number of releases. So as we are releasing the first module or first working software, we will take the feedback of the customer. Whatever feedback we have received, that is going to be accommodated in second iteration. As the second iteration is released, again first customers feedbacks are taken. So this is what we are having in continuation. So for each release, customer feedback is taken. This helps in improving next release and boost customer satisfaction. After that we have respect. Team members have continuous communication and collaboration which improves respect among themselves. They are communicating with each other in group, in team only they are working. And after that we have fifth one, that is courage. Extreme programming require courage to accept change at any stage of development and commit. So this is the last principle we have for extreme programming. You have to accept that at any time of period you may have change in form of requirement or in form of new functionality. So you have to accommodate it whenever you are getting. So this is what we are having in extreme programming. For this we have some software development stages. First stage we have, that is planning. A story is created describing required features and functions. These functions are prioritized based on their business value. In planning, what we are doing? We when we are using this extreme programming, at that time what the persons are doing, they are creating a story which will describe the required features and functions, in which the functionalities which are there, they are given some priority. The priority is given to the functionality or features based on the business value. Whatever business value they have, based on it the priority is decided. So that is what we have in planning. After planning we have the next thing, that is design. A good quality design is important to develop a good quality software. If you want to have good software, it must have good planning as well as good designing. Extreme programming follows simplicity. It uses no notations and very few work products are produced. Then after we have incremental development. Incremental development releases software in increments every few days. Customer feedback on the release are included in next iteration. The new increments are released with improvised requirements. Incremental development means what? We said that we are having number of iterations, and at the end of each iteration we get one working software. So suppose we have 5 iterations, then in first iteration whatever we have given to the customer, whatever changes are suggested by the customer, that are going to be implemented in the software, working software. After implementing it, whatever new software we get, that is called as the second iteration, and so on. We are having number of iterations. So that is what we have in incremental development. Whatever changes are there, that is going to be implemented in the next release. And after that we have the testing. Testing helps to remove errors and improve software's reliability. Each increment are tested thoroughly. Release are again tested by customer, known as acceptance testing. Whatever releases we have, that are going to be tested by the customer who are going to use them. That is called as the acceptance testing. So customers are there who are doing this testing. This is the working of this extreme programming model. Here we can see, first thing we have, that is planning. Based on planning we are having designing. Based on designing we are having coding. Based on the coding, whatever coding we have done, it means we have developed a product that is going to be tested, and after that product increment is released. So from the first stage of planning, story cards are made, or we can say task cards, based on which the designing is done. As we have seen that in agile process model, simplicity is there. So simple designing is done. Then after coding is done, refactoring is written over there. It means what? If in coding only you want to have some, if you want to accommodate some changes, then you are doing it at that place only, right? After that we are having testing. Unit testing you are doing, as well as continuous integration testing you are doing. This testing and coding you can do at the same time also. So that is written pair programming. It indicates what? That two things you can do at the same time. After doing this unit testing and integration testing, you are giving that to the customer, to the users. They are using it and doing the acceptance testing. So that is what we are having in extreme programming process model. Its advantages are, it ensures timely delivery through achievable development cycle, continuous customer involvement, extensive testing ensures less defects and are released, changes are accommodated at any stage of development. With it we have some disadvantages also. It requires constant involvement of customer, and less document is there. It means it may lead to problem at the time of staff turnover. So dear learners, up to this we are keeping today. In next lecture we will discuss about the remaining agile process models. So till that, namaskar.
Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.